Hi, everybody. My name is Jenny Morris, and I'm with the Autism Support of Alabama. Thank you so much for joining us today for our overview of the Alabama ABLES account. I would like to thank AnIta Kelley for speaking with us today. AnIta is with the Treasury Department for the state of Alabama. She will tell you about her position and all that the state offers for you within ABLES accounts. I do want to mention, of course, these webinars, as usual, we will upload this to our YouTube account. So please feel free to share it with any friends. We will also update you on that through our social media when that's ready. And I also want to mention that April is Autism Awareness Month, and we have our Walks for Autism going on across the state. So there's still time to register if you're interested. If you are close by, we have one in Huntsville this weekend on the 18th, and we have one in Montgomery on Saturday the 25th, and one in Birmingham on Saturday the 25th. So please feel free to join us and check it out and register on our website at autism-alabama.org. All right, well, thank you all for joining us, and I would like to introduce AnIta Kelley. Thank you, AnIta.
All right, thank you, Jenny. I appreciate it so much. I will say two things, Jenny and Shanique, if y'all can listen out, sometimes if I start buffering, I don't know if it's this building, if I turn my camera off, that will change. So if I start buffering, please interrupt me and let me know. And then number two, I have several videos that I'm going to play today during the PowerPoint. And for some reason, the volume comes out of a speaker that is down here at the bottom of my desk. So if y'all could just let me know if you can't hear it, I will turn it up during those videos. But again, thank y'all so much for joining today. I really appreciate it. I am AnIta Kelley. I'm the Savings Director for the State of Alabama Treasurer's Office. Most ABLE programs across the United States are housed in treasurer's offices. And the reason being is I also manage the college savings programs, the 529 accounts, so college counts, and ABLE accounts are actually called 529A accounts. So they are very similar in their structure. So when these came out several years ago, it just made sense to come up under where 529 accounts are. So hopefully that makes sense on why I do these. And I will tell you, I have 3 programs, and this by far has been my favorite. I love going around doing these kind of presentations and going around the state and just educating people on these accounts. So I'm going to start my PowerPoint. It usually takes about 20 to 25 minutes. And then when I'm done, hopefully if y'all have any questions, you'll ask them at that time. A lot of times if we start asking questions throughout the next screen, I'll say, oh, well, that's answered on the next screen. So hopefully you'll get all the information you've ever wanted about these accounts. Let's see. Okay. I'll start off with a video. This is Kyle and Veronica McGee. These are all Alabama ABLE account owners. And so they're, throughout this presentation, you'll see these individuals talk about how ABLE accounts have helped them or impacted them or what they use them for.
Okay, we can't hear it.
Here now?
No, I still don't hear anything.
Well, I don't know why. I mean, this is how I have played them before, so I'm not sure what's going on. But I guess I will summarize what each of these videos are about, because I don't want to play if you don't know or if you can't hear what they're saying. But basically, I don't know if any of y'all know Kyle, but he owns a business called Kyle's Cool Beans. There's certain Piggly Wiggly stores throughout the state that have his coffee, and he also has a coffee shop in one of the hospitals in the Birmingham area. But he uses an ABLE account so that he can save money. His mom would have talked about how they were constantly having to worry about going over the $2,000 threshold and having to manage that so he didn't lose his Social Security benefits, and just really how they use ABLE to put money in for his future. And I'm sorry y'all can't hear the videos. That's disappointing. Okay, so what is an ABLE account? An ABLE account is basically a savings and spending tool, and it was built specifically for individuals with disabilities. The biggest reason people open ABLE accounts is that you can save up to $100,000 in this account, and Social Security does not count it as a resource. So if you're receiving Social Security benefits based on your disability, you know, you can only have $2,000 in your bank account. Well, you can also have up to $100,000 in this account, and Social Security will not count it. Also, Medicaid doesn't count it. Any other resource-based benefit will disregard what is in an ABLE account. There's multiple tax benefits that come with these that I'll go into more information as we keep going. They're very easy to open and use. You cannot go into a bank or a building and open these accounts. They are online only, and I'll give you that web address. And basically, you use it. Well, I'll give you all the different ways you can use it once we get on through this. People do open up these accounts if you're not receiving Social Security benefits. There's also good reasons to do that as well. It's just the number one reason is if they are receiving Social Security. So hopefully by the end of this, you'll see how this could benefit you. So I think pretty much covered this. Their ABLE accounts are covered through mostly treasurer's offices throughout the U.S. Currently, there are 46 states and D.C. that offer them. If you move to another state or live in another state, you should definitely look at that state's program because the tax benefits are state specific. So if you open up the Alabama ABLE program and you happen to move to Tennessee, you can do a rollover to the Tennessee program and start getting their tax benefits. And then if you come back to Alabama, you can roll it back over. That is a free process, but you can only do one per year. Total ABLE accounts nationwide. These figures are actually about 4 or 5 months old, but 223,000 accounts, and I know that we're over 3 billion in assets now. So definitely a need for these accounts, and it's a good thing that these came about. So who is eligible to open an ABLE account? These accounts keep evolving. They're about 10 years old now, and it seems the federal legislators find new ways to enhance these accounts every couple of years. There's been several things added. The most recent one was this age. To be eligible, you have to have experienced your disability prior to the age of 46. Up until January, that age was 26. So this has let a lot more people be able to utilize these accounts. So it's not when you were diagnosed, it's when you experienced it. So you can be over the age of 56 and open the account as long as you experienced your disability prior to that age. The disability has to be long-term, which is considered greater than 12 months, and must cause marked and severe functional limitations. So with that, you can either have a doctor's certification. None of this stuff that I'm telling you have to have an ABLE account, do you have to send in to us. You do not upload or send any of this to us, but when you're opening the account online, you're saying that you have it and it exists. A lot of people have, doctors, different write-ups from their doctors. We have an actual certification form that you can download if you would like to take to your doctor for the next time. The reason that we say you need to keep these things is just in case you were ever audited by the IRS. If you don't have a doctor certification, but you are eligible or you are receiving SSI or SSDI based on your disability, then you automatically qualify. Okay. All right, so this is Jennifer McInerney. She is a special needs attorney. She is also based out of Birmingham. She has several accounts, ABLE accounts that she's opened, and her main two talking points are is if you have a special needs trust, you also should get an ABLE account for everyday expenses. And if you qualify for an ABLE account, you should open it. And she goes through the different reasons on why. But she has two children that have autism, and I think both of them have autism, and she has ABLE accounts for both of them. And this is her daughter, Erin. So opening an ABLE account. Again, I said you have to open it up online. This is our website, alabamaable.gov. Again, no documentation required. You don't have to upload anything to us. Everything is self-certification. And I will tell you, you can Google to find our website, but when you do, I think we all kind of know if you Google, Adidas tennis shoes, well, Nike may come up first. You want to make sure that Alabama ABLE is what you actually click on and go into. There's other plans out there that will make you think you're opening up Alabama ABLE, and it's not. And if you open those, you don't get the state tax deduction. Remember, you can always do a rollover if you have made a mistake or if you have done that in error, but just make sure that it does say Alabama ABLE, and it has our state, the outline of our state on it, so it's pretty easy to recognize. Only $25 to open up the account. If the individual is able to open up the account on their own, then that is fine, and they are able to do that. But they can also have an authorized person on the account that can be there as a backup or can actually oversee and manage the account. And we call that person an authorized legal representative. So authorized legal representatives, excuse me, this is a list of everyone that can be one. You can be a power of attorney, conservator, guardian, Social Security rep payee, spouse, parent, sibling, grandparent. It could be a friend. It's anyone that the person wants to do the account, but it can only be one person. Now that person can be changed if that needs be, but at one time there's only one person that can be on the account. And then we also have it where organizations can be ALRs. So for example, there's certain like Volunteers of America or the ARC, they have accounts that are opened up under the business name. So putting money into ABLE, when you open up the account, you do not have to do this, but I highly suggest it for ease, for time efficiency, and also for cost. But you can link your local bank account to the ABLE account. So to me, if you've got your Social Security coming into the account, or you're making deposits from anything into your local bank account, and you want to now put some money into ABLE, log on to your local bank account, do a transfer to ABLE, and then it's there. And then when you need the money from ABLE, one of the ways that you can get the money out is to log into your ABLE account and transfer it back to your local bank account. You can mail in paper checks. You can get your payroll and Social Security actually direct deposited into the ABLE account. There are some special needs attorneys out there that will tell you that they suggest getting Social Security sent directly into the ABLE account so that if something happens one month, all of a sudden you don't go over in your checking account and suspend or lose your benefits for that month. We have a personalized gifting page that you can set up to let friends and family know that you have an ABLE account, or if you're saving for something specific so that they can make deposits into it. And then you can do a rollover from any 529 college savings account to ABLE, and that's a tax-free event. So how much can you contribute? The numbers that I'm about to go over can and have changed every single year. They're linked to federal numbers. Well, The 100,000 doesn't change. That stays the same. So you can always contribute up to $100,000 in the account without impacting Social Security benefits. But then within that, there are annual limits. So for 2026, the annual contribution limit is $20,000. Last year it was 19. The year before it was 18. It's loosely linked to the federal gift tax exclusion number. With a few more calculations. So it's actually a little different than that number this year. But that money is contributions from family, friends, organizations, nonprofits, employers, Social Security. All of that money goes towards that $20,000. If the ABLE account owner is employed, and they're not receiving, if they're not participating in a retirement plan at their employer, then they're actually eligible for an additional amount over that standard contribution amount each year. So that is called Able to Work. That is one of the